Hi girls, in this video I'm going to explain about functions in C++. We know that functions play an important role in C development. Dividing a program into functions is one of the major principles of top-down structured programming. Another advantage of using functions is that it is possible to reduce the size of a program by calling and using them at different places in the program. A function is a group of statements that together perform a specific task. Every C++ has at least one function, which means a main function also. Why use functions or in programs or functions are used for dividing a large code into modules. Due to this, we can easily debug and maintain the code. For example, if we write a calculator program, at that time we can write every logic in a separate function. For example, for addition, the sum may be function may be the sum of. For subtraction, sum of. Any function can be called many times. And then the function definition. In the function definition, it introduces the function name, function return type, and function parameters, as well as the function body to the program. Function body is a compound statement. Return type, function name, and then the parameter list. And then within the function body will be written. This is the example for the function definition. Return type is void. Void means it does not return any value. The function name is print underscore function of. Within the function, the coding is saved hello world. A function can be defined in any part of the program text or within a library. So this is the example pictorial format of the functions and the execution of the function. Here, this is the main function. Above, the prototype are declared here, because like the variables declared in the C program, we have to declare the functions also, that is called the function prototype. Like variables declared in program, like variable declarations in C++ programs and C programs, functions are also declared before the main function, that is called the function prototype. It will inform the compiler that the function name and the return type of the function and the arguments passed to the subfunction. So these are all informed to the compiler, that is called the prototype, function prototype. Within the function 1 and function 2 are called here. When the function 1 is called, the direction of the function is to show here. It will call the function 1 and execute the body of the function within the function 1. And then if the body of the function is finished, the curly brace is indicate the end of the function. So after this curly brace, it go to the function 2, and then after the subfunction finished this processing, it go to the next statement of the function calling. Here the next statement of the function calling is function 2. Again, this is also a subfunction calling here. This is after this statement is executed, the function called this function, and within the function, the body of the function is returned. These statements are executed. After this function is finished, it go back to the main function again and execute the remaining statements in the C++ program. This is the format how the subfunctions are worked here in C++. Generally, in object-oriented programming in C++, the type of functions are library function or predefined function, and then the user-defined function. Two types of functions are available. The first one is the library function. Second one is the user-defined functions. First, I am going to explain you the main function. C does not specify any return type for main functions, which is starting point for the execution of the program. In C++, the main of functions return a value of type integer to the operating system. In C++, therefore, explicitly define main of as matching one of the prototypes. Here, a C++ program is made up of number of functions. A function is a self-contained part of a program. Every C++ application has a main function. The main function is called when the executable file is run. The main of function is made up of two parts. One is the header and its body. The header means int main of, and the body means within the curly brace, what will be written inside the main function is called the body of the program. In the corner of this slide, you can see example for the main function. This is the first part, this is the header int main of, and then within the curly brace, the body of the main function will be written. Here in this example, the curly brace is open here. Within the body of the main function, two statements are written. The first one is the output statement, that is the cout hello world, and then the return value, and the end of the curly brace. So this is the format of the main function in C++. So every C++ program start executing from the main of, like the C program. A function is a construct that contains or encapsulates statements in a block. The main function start from the curly brace and end with the curly brace. Open curly brace and closed curly brace. Every statement in the block must be end with the semicolon. Shortly, we can say that the main function, and then within the curly brace you have to mention the block of statement. Every statement must end with the semicolon. So that is the concept of the main function. And then function prototype. The function prototype, like other identifiers, that means variables, constants in C++, functions must be declared before it can be referenced. To declare a function, we can insert a function prototype before the main function. You people just keep it in mind that the function prototype must be placed before the main function of the C++ program. The function prototype provides all information that the C++ compiler needs to know to translate calls to the function correctly. That means a function prototype tells the compiler the data type of the function name, and the information about the arguments that the function expects. So you people just keep these informations. What is the use of function prototype is, a function prototype tells the compiler what the data type of the function that will be returned, and then the function name, and then the information of the functions. Okay, so these are all some examples of function prototype. In the first example is void draw circle is a function name. Here the void is the return type. That means it does not return any value. The function does not return value. That is the meaning of void. And then the function name is the circle. There is no parameter is passed here within the parameter. This is empty. So this is the empty function. That's no parameters are passed here. Like that, this is also another function prototype. The return type is integer. The function name is m, and also no argument here. And then this example is return type is void. The function name is the print box, and within the parenthesis, the one argument is passed. The argument type is integer. Here in this example, in this prototype, two arguments are passed. Two argument passed data type is integer. So this is the use of the function prototype. A function prototype tells the compiler the data type of the function name, and the information about the arguments that the function expects. So again, this is the definition of the function prototype. A function prototype statements helps the compiler to check the return type and the argument type of the function. A prototype function consists of functions return type, name, and the argument list. This is the example of the prototype. Integer, that means the return type, function name, and the two arguments are present here, and the two arguments are in the data type integer. This is also the example of function prototype. Here above the main function, I said earlier that function prototype must be declared before the main function. So in this program also, this is the function prototype. This is the global variable. That means a variable declared before the main function is called the global variable. So here this is the variable I. The value 100 is assigned to this variable I. After this statement, the second one is the function prototype. The function return type is integer. The function name is square or arg. Within the function, one argument is passed. That argument type is integer. Within the main function, the function is called here square arg of I. Here the integer I is the integer type because the argument type is given here is the integer. So I will be in the integer type. That means here the I is declared as integer only. So in the subfunction, the return type is integer. The function name is the square arg. Within this, x is a variable that is passed, the type is integer. Here what is given within the function is return x into 2. The value of x is 100. 100 into 2, 200 is returned to the main function to the variable d. So this is the normal execution of the function. So prototype is the like variable declaration in C++. So functions are called by two types. You people are studied in C also. Call by reference and call by value. This is the call by reference example I present here. The call by reference method of passing arguments to a function copies the reference of an argument into the formal parameter. Inside the function, the reference is used to access the actual argument used in the call. This means that changes made to parameter affect the passed arguments. For example, here this is the function name swap a comma b. Call by reference must be mentioned by using the ampersand. Here within the parameter, within the parenthesis, int ampersand x and int ampersand y represent this function is call by reference, not call by value. So this is the difference for the pass by reference and pass by value. By using the call by reference, the actual argument will be changed. But in the pass by value, the original argument does not change. Here the original argument value is changed in the pass by reference. The reference variable in C++ permits to use parameters to the functions by reference. When we pass arguments by reference, the formal argument is called the function becomes aliases to the actual argument in the calling function. This means that when the function is working with its own arguments, it is actually working on the original data. Now once again I repeat this. This means that the function is working with its own arguments. It is actually working on the original data. That is the use of the call by reference. So this is the difference between the call by reference and call by value. Call by value means only the copy of the data is passed to the function, subfunction. But in the reference, the original data is passed to the subfunction, from main function to subfunction. So in the call by value, copy of data passed to function, changes to the copy of the data do not change the original value. But here in the call by reference method, changes to the copy of the data changes the original data. That is the difference between the call by reference and call by value. So this is the example for the call by reference. Here A and B are called by using the call by reference. So if the copy of the data is changed, it will affect the original data also. So again, this is the difference between the call by value and call by reference. Here call by value passes the value of actual parameter to the formal parameter. Call by reference passes the address of the actual parameter. That only the original data are also changed by, because the address of the reference passes to the actual. Call by reference passes the address of the actual parameter to the formal parameter. So if the data is transferred, the original data will also affect. Actual and formal parameter refer to the different memory location. Here in the call by reference, actual and formal parameter refer to the same memory location. In call by value, it requires more memory. It requires in call by reference, it requires less memory. Call by value is less efficient. Call by reference is more efficient. And then what is inline functions in C++? Inline function is the inbuilt function in C++. Those functions which are declared inside the classes are automatically defined as inline. The function which are static means the value of the variable inside the function are not dynamic. Only those function will be accepted by inline function, else the warning will be occupied by the compiler. Each looping statement are not considered in the inline functions. This is the pictorial representation for the normal function and the inline functions. Here this is the normal function. Within the main function, a function is called. After the function is called, the control transfer to the subfunction and it processes this function and come back to the main function. But in inline functions, the function called and also executed within the same function itself. So that is called the inline functions. Mostly the inline functions are used for very small codings only. If the function is large, it is not what to use the inline functions. So the time is going to finish, so I will explain the inline functions in my next class. Okay, inline and